My name is Linda Macdonald. I first learned about the 1900 storm from my grandfather when I was 3 years old. And he told me, he said the sounds that night were horrific. He said it sounded like 1,000 demons screaming in the night. And he said he would hear women calling for help. He would hear children screaming for their mothers. And he would hear men begging for mercy from God. The winds were howling. The waters outside were rising. The house was starting to shift. They were in a house above the bakery that my great-grandfather operated. So they were upstairs, and he said, just this shifting of the house. And he said his father got up, ran back to the pantry, and he got an axe, a hatchet, and a crate opener. And he gave the hatchet to my grandfather's brother, James. He gave my grandfather the crate opener that had a little hatchet on the end. And he said his dad took this axe. And he placed my grandfather and my Uncle James different places, and he said, chop through the floor. And my grandfather said he just froze. He said he watched his dad go into the dining room, throw back a chair, kick back the rug, and send this axe into the floor. And his father noted that he wasn't chopping. My grandfather was not chopping. So he pointed to my grandfather. He said, cut through the floor. And so my grandfather said he started chopping. And he said the harder he chopped, the harder he cried. And he said it wasn't just that they were going to die. He said he figured that. But they were all going to die insane. He said, this is madness. I mean, the waters are rising and we're cutting through the floor. My grandfather said that after the storm, he followed his dad down the steps. They lived upstairs above the bakery. And he said when he got down there, he said there was a stinky slime all over everything. And all the windows of the bakery were knocked out. The door had been shifted from its position. It was warped and just had all kind of dings and things to it. And he said what he saw in the street was so incredible. The debris was everywhere. And he said it was not just houses, pianos, pots, pans, cats, dogs. You know, there were all these people and parts of people. And he said that just was really upsetting to him. And he said, but right in front of the door, unharmed, as carefully placed as a delivery man had left it, was a big barrel. So his dad said, well, let's open this up and see what's inside. So they open up this barrel and find it's filled with wine. And there, standing next to the street, my great-grandfather turned to my grandfather and said, see, son, don't ever forget that even in times such as these, the good Lord remembers the needs of a Frenchman. Right after the storm, a man in uniform came to the door, and he told my great-grandfather, he said, I need you to bake bread. And my grandfather said, with what? He said, I have nothing left. And he pointed outside, and there was a mule train with supplies. And they brought the supplies in, and my great-grandfather, with my grandfather and the other boys, and everybody there worked round the clock to make bread to feed the hungry in Galveston. The military would come by every morning, pick up the loaves, and take it out to the tent city or take it to wherever. And then, of course, my great-grandfather and my grandfather had bread to eat. Plus, they had the wine. So that's what kept them going.
Before the breakthrough, before the recovery, There's a moment when science meets humanity, driving excellence through discovery, collaboration, and care that changes lives.
You'll be okay, sir.
At UTMB Health, advancing the health sciences is more than our mission. It's our promise to every student, every patient, and the world.
The University of Texas Medical Branch, caring for our community.